Has CM Punk given Drew McIntyre a much needed reality check, or has Drew officially sealed his fate for the Royal Rumble? Just like with this episode of Monday Night Raw, there's gonna be no intro, and we're gonna cut straight to the chase. Like and subscribe if you want to, or comment down below your thoughts on the CM Punk and Drew McIntyre face-off. So the show started off with Drew McIntyre in the ring, and he's talking about his loss to Seth last week, while also bringing up the fact that Seth told him that the only person stopping Drew McIntyre from becoming a World Heavyweight Champion is Drew McIntyre. And right as Drew's about to take accountability for his loss, he completely 180s and starts pointing the blame at everybody else, like Damian Priest for trying to cash in during the match. And this is why Drew is such a realistic bad guy, because instead of getting pissed at Damian for trying to cash in, he says to Damian, why didn't you try to cash in after the match was over? Because all Drew really wants is to win the title in front of a live crowd, and whatever comes after that is fair game. And while he goes on ranting about this loss, he gives out a hypothetical that maybe he should just leave the WWE and after 9 years come back and get a hero's reception, just like CM Punk. And just like Kevin Owens has brought up multiple times,
you know what happens when you keep saying somebody's name?
And with that, CM Punk's music hits, and he comes to the ring and he tells Drew that CM Punk is known for being a talker, and Drew McIntyre is not. But if he wants to keep complaining, the least he can do is say it to CM Punk's face. So Punk takes a seat on the turnbuckle and just lets Drew go. And the perfect thing about Drew's character now is that he doesn't forget. Quite like Kevin Owens, but KO does it for comedic relief, whereas Drew is dead-ass serious. And so Drew brings up the fact that he's one of the very few in the locker room today that was in this company with CM Punk 9 years ago. And Drew talks about the fact that he was going through it, and he was looking for a leader. And even though CM Punk had said multiple times backstage that he was a locker room leader, CM Punk offered no help whatsoever. And after CM Punk left the company, Drew got fired. But the difference between Drew and CM Punk is that Drew built himself back up, walked back into the company, won the Royal Rumble, and main evented WrestleMania. And so now the tables have turned, with CM Punk trying to follow Drew's lead by coming back to the WWE, winning the Royal Rumble and main eventing WrestleMania, and Drew who just wants to win the Rumble just so he can win the title in front of a live crowd at WrestleMania. And this is the most important part of the promo battle that I love. Both men putting over the Royal Rumble this year, and both men having legit reasons why they want to win so badly, which is why this Rumble this year is so unpredictable. Everyone genuinely has a reason why they want to win and face either champion. We have Drew and CM Punk who are most likely going to choose Seth, and we have someone like Cody Rhodes who's going to most likely choose Roman. And then we have a complete third party with Shinsuke Nakamura, whose sole reason on entering the Royal Rumble is to finish Cody's story. And if that means being the one who eliminates him, which I think is most likely going to happen since Cody got the win over Shinsuke Nakamura in the main event of this episode, and Nakamura is going to do it by misting Cody in the face, which he tried to do later on in the show. But that's enough of the men. Moving on to the women's side of the Royal Rumble, we had a promo battle between Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley, where Nia straight up just said if she wins the Rumble, she's choosing Rhea. Because both women are so dominant in their division, only one of them could prevail. But my theory is that Nia is going to lose the Rumble, but get her one-on-one shot with Rhea at the Elimination Chamber in Australia. And also Rhea name dropped Becky Lynch by implying that she's better than her, and Nia has no shot against Rhea like she did with Becky. And just like with the men's Royal Rumble, on the women's side, there's multiple women who declared their entry into the Royal Rumble with many different motives for both champions, with Nia and Becky who are for sure going to choose Rhea if they win, and Bianca whose motive for entering the Royal Rumble is to get back the title that Io stole from her at SummerSlam. And just like with Nakamura, Bayley is the third party in the women's Royal Rumble because she claims that she's going to choose Rhea if she wins, but the way Damage Control and especially Io have been treating her lately, odds are if Bayley wins the Rumble, she's for sure going to choose Io to be her challenger at WrestleMania. But these were the most important things that I got from this episode of Monday Night Raw. Now onto the other stuff, like R-Truth's interview about becoming a full-blown member of the Judgment Day. After the 6-month Judgment Day feud last year with Cody, Sami Jay, and Seth that led to War Games, R-Truth has felt like a breath of fresh air into the Judgment Day, but at the same time, reviving the men's tag team division on Raw. Because now next week, Damian Priest and Finn Balor are going to face the reunited Awesome Truth, while JD and Dominic Mysterio face DIY. But with all these Raw tag teams fighting for the undisputed tag team titles, I think it's only a matter of time before Nick Aldis steps in and they officially split the tag team titles. Oh, and also shout out to Tomasso Ciampa on cutting this really cool promo as he was walking to the ring before his match. Super creative. Also on the show, we had Kofi Kingston versus Ludwig Kaiser, and after last week, with Kofi accidentally injuring Giovanni Vinci, Kaiser was on fire in this match. And honestly, as good as the match was, the post-match brawl was insane. So Kofi and Kaiser both lost this match to a double countout, but that didn't stop both men from fighting. And Kaiser unleashed this anger on Kofi that after months of everyone saying that Ludwig Kaiser should go on a solo run, and me not personally understanding why, I fully get it now. But after that, we had the women's tag team titles on the line with Kaden Carter and Katana Chance versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. And this was a fun, fast-paced match with an extremely funny ending, with Piper doing a move off the second rope and accidentally hitting Chelsea Green instead, with Kaden and Katana capitalizing and retaining their tag team titles. And right before the main event with Cody versus Nakamura in a street fight, we had a hard-hitting big man match with Ivar versus Otis. And my only critique about this match was that I wish Titus O'Neil was on commentary for this.
Ivar taking flight. Fire up, Otis! Fire up, baby!
then this match would have been 5 stars in my book. And after the main event with Cody versus Nakamura, the show ended with Cody celebrating his win with the crowd. And my overall thoughts about this episode of Monday Night Raw was that it was kind of 50-50, where some things that I loved about this episode, like the CM Punk and Drew face-off, and the Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley promo battle, and there was also stuff on this episode that I could care less about. So much so that I completely forgot about Seth Rollins' next challenger for his World Heavyweight Championship. Spoiler alert, it's Jinder Mahal. Now, not to discredit Jinder like some folks,
Shaboing boing, get the dick out your mouth, dummy.
cause he low-key cooks Seth on the mic by calling him a brat who screams and yells when he doesn't get his way, like he did after CM Punk returned at Survivor Series. But that match is for next week, and to close off this video on this episode of Monday Night Raw, I guess all that's left to say is, don't hinder Jinder.